Welcome to another episode of Inside Military Esports presented by Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. IME is the show about military service members and veterans who are involved in the gaming community. We'll get to know industry insiders, streamers, influencers, organizations, and more who are doing good in the world of esports. Today we're here at Fort Knox at the US Army Marketing Engagement Brigade headquarters. I'm Jami Kinton. Join my co-host Jeremy Smith and me as we go inside military esports. Today, we'll meet with the General Manager of the US Army Esports Team to discuss how gaming is a perfect fit for the military. We'll talk about how gaming helps them reach out to key demographics for recruiting. The Navy Federal Credit Union Spotlight shines on an Air Force veteran who has made a positive life change through streaming. And an American living overseas shares his thoughts on how gaming brings people together. Hey everybody, I'm here at Fort Knox today with Sergeant First Class Chris Jones, the General Manager of the US Army Esports Team. Tell me a little bit about how the Military Esports Team got started.
Army MWR did a Street Fighter tournament, and they brought me along, wanted me to commentate it, and it kind of was a proof of concept to say, wow, this could be a real thing. Our commanding general, Major General Frank Muth, went to the Chief of Staff of the Army and the Secretary of the Army, asked him, hey, we want to start US Army Esports. They gave him the green light. I got a phone call and said, hey, you're gonna run US Army Esports, and that's how it kind of began. So it was super exciting, it blew me away, and as soon as I got the call, I was super excited to get here.
When you got here, what was the first step?
So the first step was to get all of these soldiers together, right? So we know gaming is huge in the military, and especially in the Army. So we said, how do we get these soldiers together? So created a Discord, and we said, hey, if you want to participate in US Army Esports, come here. And 8,000 soldiers later, now we're gonna see who is the top. And that's kind of how we started from the foundation of the team itself.
Did you expect that kind of response, 8,000 people to want to sign up and be a part of it?
I've been in the Army 16 years, met so many people that are avid gamers, so I knew this was gonna happen. Everybody's just excited to see soldiers share their passion about gaming. And bringing that additional validity to the esports and gaming community as a whole to say this is a legitimate hobby, and not only a legitimate hobby, but a legitimate competitive form of entertainment.
Walk me through a typical day for a gamer in the military.
So these soldiers are going to be training in their particular title, whether it be League of Legends or Fortnite, any of those other titles. They'll have their training sessions. After their training sessions, they're going to take that video, the VOD, the video on demand, or any other way they recorded it, go over the footage, just like in football and any other sport.
Yeah.
Go over this footage, make sure you're executing your strategies correctly, make sure you have map control in certain titles, and then taking what you've learned, what you did right, what you did wrong, and implementing for the next strategy, getting ready for those next competitions.
What are some of the correlations between being a good gamer and being a soldier?
A lot of the good qualities are going to be, some of the things like hand-eye coordination. That's the really easy one to say.
Sure.
But some of the other ones are critical thinking skills, leadership. When they get in the Army, they're able to apply those skills and become leaders in the Army. So I think there's a lot of transitional experience that comes along with it.
How has the team been doing so far this year?
So they've been doing really well. There's been a lot of amateur stuff that they've participated in on a volunteer basis as we chose those 16 to come here. They've been surprising a whole lot of people because, of course, the assumption is, number one, we don't play. And then number two, they're pleasantly surprised when they have competitive skill.
Sure.
So they've been doing really well with that. We've been going to PAX South, PAX East, and different conventions, and having direct connection to the civilian populace. And it has been super exciting for everyone involved.
Where do you see the team in 2 years, 5 years, 10 years? Where would you like to see it?
I would like to see the organization continue to grow, and just like we have the Golden Knights, the Army Marksmanship Unit, obviously having an esports team is kind of a no-brainer because we participate in so many outreach activities. I would love to see this continually grow, be more nested in the esports industry, so more competitions. I want to see more teams, so whether it's a Counter-Strike team or a Rainbow Six Siege team, I would love to have major esports events that would showcase more of us.
Can you tell me how this has affected recruiting for the US Army?
It has been a really unique opportunity for us because the gaming demographic is 17 to 34, up to 49% female. So the entire demographic is there. And kind of like myself as a young kid, being a huge gamer and looking at the Army as a place of, that's something I'm interested in. I might look at it. However, I love video games. So the outside looking in sometimes is maybe the Army's not okay with me playing video games. And with this program, it proves, of course, we're okay with it.
Right.
Matter of fact, we relish in it, and we love every single person that loves their hobby. So why not join the team? And if not, doesn't mean you can't support or be a part of the program.
How does one go about trying to be a part of the military esports team?
Start the scrimmaging, start the tournaments, prove yourself. And if you show enough skill and enough ability to articulate your position, then you may be picked up. You may see yourself coming to Fort Knox and playing video games for the Army.
Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here on Inside Military Esports.
Navy Federal Credit Union, proudly serving the armed forces, veterans, and their families for over 85 years. Our members are the mission. Insured by NCUA.
Welcome back to Inside Military Esports presented by Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Here's Jeremy Smith with this week's Navy Federal Credit Union Spotlight.
Joining us on the show today is a full-time streamer, Uzi Princess 89. Thanks for being here today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Can you tell us a little bit about your military service?
Sure. I was United States Air Force Security Forces, aka MP, but the Air Force had to be special and call it something different. And I did that for 4 years, and I was stationed at Fairchild Air Force Base, Washington.
So what was the day-to-day job like on security forces?
I had a lot of different jobs. I wore several different hats. I did patrol, gate duty, where you actually physically check IDs. I worked in the armory, and I worked in confinement. So I kind of did a little bit of everything.
Were you much of a gamer while you were in the Air Force?
No, I actually, I bought an Xbox One while I was still in, since the money was pretty good, I guess. But I played Skyrim a lot on Xbox, and I think that was really it. And I didn't get into PC gaming until well after I got out.
What is it that got you into streaming?
I actually heard about Twitch when I was still in. And once I got out, my father died suddenly. So I took about a year off, kind of dealing with the after effects of that. And New Year's Eve, December 31st, 2017, I told my boyfriend, now fiance, I have to make 2018 a better year. 2017 was so awful. I got out. They gave me 48 hours notice that I was being discharged. My dad died. All this negative stuff happened. So I told him that I was going to start my Twitch channel for 2018. So January 2nd, 2018 was my first Twitch stream. And I started on my Xbox. And people kind of were like, hey, you're doing really well. Are you sure you don't want to switch to PC? And I was like, well, I've never thought about it. And I ended up buying my PC 2 months later. And I have barely touched my Xbox since then.
So what games do you stream?
PUBG, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. I'm actually partnered with them, and they've taken really good care of me.
How does somebody go from being a casual player to a partner in PUBG?
Well, PUBG, they don't have their partnership applications open right now, but when they do open them, you have to have a certain viewership number, you have to have a certain number of followers, you have to display professionalism, and you have to be an overall, in their eyes, a good candidate that's going to represent the game well.
When you began streaming, you started with Twitch.
Right. I didn't even know there were other streaming platforms. when I first started on Twitch, I thought Twitch was it. I didn't know you could stream on YouTube, Facebook, Mixer, any of it. I don't think D Live existed at the time. So Twitch was kind of it. And at the time when I first started in January 2018, it was the thing to do for video games. So, and it worked out for me. I got Twitch partner within 10 months. So, and sometimes it takes people years to get it, if ever. So, I really worked really hard at it, and it was really what I wanted at the time. I got PUBG partner shortly after, and PUBG has taken really good care of me. So,
and where can people find you?
You can find me on twitch.tv/UziPrincess89.
For anybody that's interested in streaming, what would you say are the keys to success?
The keys to success: be friendly. Pretty much everyone that you're going to come in contact with is also a streamer nowadays. So you're not going to want to step on any toes. You're not going to want to view it as a competition. Help others. I really helped others a lot. I used to have my own stream team. I did channel reviews for free. I really tried to help others with their own channels, and I feel like it's come back around tenfold.
Are you involved with any veteran gaming organizations?
Yes, tons. Stackup.org, I found out about them through a friend of mine, and I ended up doing a panel with them at PAX South this past January. And it was about military members or veterans and video games. And so that was great. I've been involved with Military Gaming League, and they have a ton of military owned and operated esports organizations under them. So I've been really involved with the veteran community, and it's helped me a lot because I felt like I had people to talk to. I met other people who had parents who died young, veterans who I could relate to. I was diagnosed with PTSD in 2016. I've met a ton of veterans also with PTSD, and they've really been a security blanket, safety net, whatever you want to call it. They've really been there for me, and it's helped me a lot.
Well, thank you for joining us on the show today.
Thank you so much for having me. Bye.
We'll be back with more Inside Military Esports presented by Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission.
Welcome back to Inside Military Esports presented by Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. US Army Esports General Manager Sergeant Jones invited me to check out the GT1, a mobile gaming trailer that will be featured at Army recruiting events all over the country. All right, so tell me about this very cool trailer.
So this is what we call GT1, Gaming Trailer 1. This one is dedicated to be gaming for everyone. So you're gonna see it at your local fairs, your local esports competitions. It's for recruiting command to kind of augment the esports program to show, once again, how we're actually dedicating to this program to allow everyone to pursue their passions and play video games. So you're gonna see this in your local neighborhood, and you'll be able to come in and participate and play video games.
What's the response been when it's rolled up and it's sitting there? Do people flock to this?
Yes, so our semi truck, every time we go to a new location, everybody wants to know what's inside. So everybody wants to line up and play video games. Some of it will design to say, hey, come play against our soldiers. So of course they want to line up and test their skill. Other times is, hey, I just want to come see it and have some fun.
Very cool. Now, what kind of games are on this trailer?
So you're gonna have some of your popular titles depending on where we're at. So some of the fighting games, so you may find like Tekken 7, Street Fighter 5. Obviously you might see Fortnite, maybe Call of Duty Black Ops 4 depending on the crowd, because obviously we'll follow ESRB ratings for whoever the crowd is participating. But as it continues on, you're gonna see all the most popular titles.
Now, are you talking to people about recruitment while they're gaming in here?
Absolutely. So this is the direct engagement to say, hey, come on in, have some fun. Obviously, we're not going to stop you mid-game. Like, hey, have you thought about your options stuff? Obviously, we want you to have fun.
Yeah.
So go ahead and have fun, and have fun with us. And then if the Army is something you want to talk about, or you just want to hear more information, because information is free, that's what we're here for.
Do you find that people are interested in talking about possibly coming to game in the Army?
Oh yeah, that's one of the first things everybody wants to know. How do you get on the US Army Esports Team? You know, that's the first question we always get. And of course, the first answer is always, well, you need to join the United States Army because you have to be in the Army to participate in the Army Esports Team. So that's the start of the conversation, man. It goes really well to say, well, what do you want to do with your future? If you want to be in medical, or if you want law enforcement, you want any of those skills and things like that, the Army offers all of it. So if you want to talk about it, like I said, that's what we're here for. If you're not qualified or you don't want any, if you say absolutely not, I don't want any information, well, that's fine. Let's keep playing video games.
Well, thank you so much for showing me this amazing trailer. Super cool stuff.
No problem.
Guys, we will be right back here on Inside Military Esports, presented by Navy Federal Credit Union.
Navy Federal Credit Union, proudly serving the armed forces, veterans, and their families for over 85 years. Our members are the mission. Insured by NCUA.
Joining us today is Rob Cox, coming to us from Germany. Hey Rob, how you doing today?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Doing great. Thanks for joining us on the show. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and your military background?
I spent 11 years and some change in the Army. I was active duty. I did 2 years in Iraq and a year in Afghanistan. I was a 13 Delta, so I was artillery. I was stationed in Germany, Texas. My last 3 years in the Army, I was a recruiter in New York. And that really kind of opened up my eyes to like the world and different cultures and stuff like that. And I got real interested in traveling and seeing different things. So I got medically retired 2 years ago, and now I kind of game for a living, I guess. Yeah.
What made you decide to live in Germany?
So my wife is German. I met her while I was stationed over here. And when I retired, I moved back to Maryland, and I was like, cool. I had plans to like work for my dad and stuff like that. But so much had changed in the years from when I joined the Army to when I got out of the Army, obviously. With my retirement from the Army, plus the stuff I got from gaming and ads and everything like that, I was like, I'm good. I don't really need to do this stuff. I could actually pursue something that I really want to do. So I said, you know what? My wife is German. I told her, I said, why don't we just go back to Germany? I'll stream, I'll go to school, and you can work. Your family will be over there. My daughter can grow up over here. It's really safe. That was just another thing that sold it for me, and we just made the move. We just kind of up and left, and my wife's happy. I'm happy because, I have my gaming room and everything here. So that's all I need.
Were you a gamer when you were in the service?
I got big into gaming actually in Afghanistan. So I know the exact moment where it became like what I wanted to do. So I got my teeth pulled, one of my teeth pulled in Afghanistan, my wisdom tooth. But Skyrim just dropped, so I had 4 days of nothing to do. I couldn't go outside my room. People were bringing me food because I wasn't allowed to go outside because they wanted to get infected. So I just sat in my room playing Skyrim and making videos, and I found a glitch in the game, and I put it up on YouTube, and the video just kind of blew up, and I was like, wow, that was kind of fun. So I started making more and more and more. And then when I came back, I was just kind of hooked on making videos and streaming, and it was a little different, and it wasn't nearly as big as it is now, obviously. So
what is it that you do now as far as your gaming?
Right now, I'm Obey Alliance's stream team manager with Shook. He's the owner. He's also a vet. He's actually currently active duty Air Force. And then Joey, the general manager, he is a Marine veteran. So we got 3 vets that I know of so far that are in the upper management of Obey Alliance right now, and I'm one of them. That's what I'm doing now, so it's fun.
Do you do any gaming with your family?
All right, so my wife, she plays Smite. Monster Hunter World came out, and she beat that. Like, it was hilarious. I had so much free time to play video games because she was hooked on that game on the TV. So I was like, cool, I'm gonna go to my PC, And then, and so she plays like Mortal Kombat and Killer Instinct and stuff like that. But those are her games. And then my daughter, she's 5, so she doesn't play too many games, but she does play Minecraft. I got it for her on her iPad. We played together, like when she was in the States with my family visiting. My daughter and I would be in the same Minecraft world. I'd be here and she'd be there, and we'd be playing together, building a world. And it was just so funny to see because I know her little fingers are moving around and I see her little head moving around. It's so funny. So it was a good way for us to be together, doing something together while still thousands of miles apart. So,
do you have anyone that you were deployed with or that you served with that you play games with on a regular basis?
There are a few. Because I play a lot of World of Warcraft. So now I'm on EU servers, so I'm constantly playing with people from the EU. There's a huge language barrier. with a lot of things, but I think we use like in-game emotes and stuff like that to kind of convey information when we don't know how to speak to each other. But it's cool because I play in a guild now with a bunch of people from England, the Netherlands, and stuff like that, and I'm the only American in the guild. So they always give me stuff like every time I get on, and I'm like, "What's up, everybody?" And they're like, "Ooh, what's up, everybody?" Like, you know, because I don't have I have an accent to them, and I'm like, "Damn it!" But I mean, it's fun, and but through the gaming, I'm able to talk to people from different parts of the world, which is even cooler because that's just one thing that brings everybody together. You know, we have one goal. Whether it be the battle royale games where you got to come in first place and you're playing, you know, with a squad that you don't even know, or World of Warcraft where you're all kind of teaming up together. No matter what's going on in the world, you guys are, you know, planning to take down this one boss, and then that's it. So.
Well, thanks for sharing a little bit about your personal military history, your gaming history, and how those have kind of come together to change your life.
Yeah, no problem, man. Thank you guys for having me.
All right, we'll catch you in a game somewhere.
All right, later.
Thanks so much for watching this week's episode of Inside Military Esports presented by Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Make sure to contact us if you have a great story to tell. As always, thanks so much to our active duty service members and veterans for all that you do. For Jeremy Smith and the entire IME crew, I'm Jami Kinton. We'll see you next time.